When we moved to Georgia, we sold the car I had been using and only brought the pickup truck James was driving at the time. Looking back, it would have been much wiser to bring both vehicles. Buying a new car turned out to be far more expensive than we anticipated. So I waited a full year before getting a car of my own again. Then one day, James left me to watch the shop while he went to pick up the new car from the dealer. When he pulled up, I felt a rush of excitement and nervous. After a year of not driving, the thought of getting behind the wheel again felt surprisingly daunting. James walked me through the directions home. Now, I had been riding that same route with him almost every single day for a year, but I still needed to hear it out loud to feel sure of myself. I've always had a terrible sense of a direction, and back then we didn't have a GPS the way everyone does today. In the middle of his explanation, he said, "You will see a graveyard on your left." I responded with a full dramatic flair. "A graveyard?" Growing up in the Korean countryside, graveyards meant something entirely different to me. I had only ever seen graves scattered across mountainsides, one or two tucked here and there. And they always stirred up thoughts of death and ghosts. But James, of course, meant the quiet, tidy cemetery beside a church, the kind that feels almost peaceful in the American South. I've come to understand that those places carry a very different feeling for people here. I made it home safely that evening. At one point, waiting to turn left at an intersection, the light turned green and I went, not realizing I was supposed to yield to oncoming traffic first. The driver, coming straight, slowed down calmly and didn't even honk. I didn't fully understand what I had done wrong until a few hours later. As they say, the ignorant are brave. The next morning brought a small but meaningful freedom. I no longer had to arrive at the shop early with James, and after closing at 7, I could drive straight home instead of waiting for him to finish his pizza delivery shift. My children and I suddenly had the evening to ourselves. It felt like a breathing room we hadn't had in a long time. But the joy of having my own car didn't quiet the restlessness inside me. I was still the same person, anxious, never at peace, always feeling like I wasn't doing enough. My house was a mess, not just physically, but in my mind too. I never quite knew where anything belonged, so it felt like everything was somehow floating in the air around me, swirling without settling anywhere. I couldn't understand why life still felt so heavy when I believed in God, and tried my best to follow His word. One verse kept returning to me, almost like a question my heart couldn't let go of. "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." John 8:32. What I knew for certain was this: I was not free.